Ooh, hi. Hey, welcome. Welcome back. Welcome in. Welcome out. Hi. I'm Annie Redbird, Redbird Restorative Gardens, and thank you for joining me for another Goodbye Garden series. It's a series I'm doing that is intimately, deeply, personal, meaningful. And it's about saying goodbye to my gardens that have surrounded me and my family for a decade plus. And we are moving, and the gardens will wrap themselves around the next family that lives here. So part of this series, my intention is to share the little vignettes, the little moments, the little truths, the little lessons that this space, this glorious space, has lended me. And today, you know how synchronicity works, right? You have like 3 or 4 conversations about the very same topic, and it sort of surrounds you, and it keeps, like this wind that's coming in for a storm, it keeps sort of blowing around, right? Nature has that way of making herself heard one way or another. And transformation has been sort of a key topic. Now, I was really intentional. Okay, let me back up. I love doing containers. I love doing pottery containers, as well as glorious gardens and styling and furnishing and all that. I love all of that. But containers for me, pottery, potting up containers seasonally, it lights me up when I work with clients and I do it for myself. Because one of the top secret pieces about doing them is to send a message. Because we can plant our containers seasonally, we can augment, we can style, we can adorn with different elements and plant materials seasonally. I approach that design based on what's inside. Sure, absolutely, it works with the surround and the style or fashion of the time and what's available from growers. Thank you, growers. But as a way to paint and reflect what's inside, that becomes my impetus for the designs that I create for myself and clients. And so here in this Goodbye Garden series, I'm looking out over containers that I very intentionally designed for those that are coming to look at the house and all of her beauty and to attract the best and right new owner. And the theme for me a couple weeks ago when I did these containers, what kept coming to me was transformation. So when you're considering your containers and you're considering, how do I want to juice them up and jazz them up and what do I want them to look like, I would just ask you to think about what it is going on in your life, in your mind, in your soul, that you want those containers to express and support. So for me, transformation has been a key theme since, maybe March. A key theme and interpersonal work that I've been doing. And so I wanted the containers that surrounded this house to reflect transformation. And these containers, have been so much fun for me. There are times when they reflected desperately a need for hope and belief. particularly when Steve and I were moving through the Olympics of the adoption process. And there are times when I needed these containers to just be absolutely unrestrained and non-conventional, and sort of my my gesture of do not fence me in, and so I'm going to pause there for a moment because that could quickly turn into a political piece. But what I really want to focus on here is to share with you the transformation recipe. Oh, look at her. So in this particular container, I have what is the tone and the color that is throughout all the containers that I've done for this particular late spring season that rolls into summer. And I'll be honest, some of my clients know this, that I will go shopping early in the season and I will hoard plants for what they say to me and what I believe to be true about my clients that I designed for, and maybe what I understand they're experiencing in their life, or they're moving through, or the change, the release, the need for hope reflected back. And so these gals have this rich magenta color moving through them. All of the containers do have a touch of magenta. Magenta being the color that speaks to transformation. And, possibly like you, in my healing garden happy place, in this healing garden happy place, when I look out windows and I see these containers, when I come in and out that door, because we use the side door. You might remember that from the Perch Perch live I did. Is that I see these, and that goes up here in this old noggin, and there's a conversation with my spirit. So it's a very deliberate move to do containers that speak to your mantra. And that's what I've done here. And it's really a kind of a groovy practice. Because once you get feeling good about your containers, you can extrapolate that to your landscape. And take sections of it as like a big container. And so I just sit here in this cozy little spot, little comfort zone, and I have my one container here. I'm going to flip the camera so you can see. Where is that flip? There it is. Yeah, there we go. You can see this bottom container with its, suggestion of transformation, evolution. The lilies will bloom white up above, and I've really enjoyed those Casablanca lilies. So bold in their sentiment of white. Ascension, clarity, hope, lightness. And this right here, oof, little tiny redbud in this champa pot. Champa's the manufacturer of it. She was a rescue. How many of my plants have been rescues? I don't know. But yeah, that's a redbud. They're beautiful little heart-shaped leaves in the magenta color. Some would say burgundy. I say magenta. And that's been a really nice vignette that's across from the the side door. And lovely, and there's that really lovely long view out into what we call the woods out there. So it's been great I'm going to stroll with you here, and hopefully we can keep signal, but it's part of the outfit in these containers has been geranium. Geranium was one of the first plants that I learned as a kid how to propagate from my Aunt Marianne. So to have her, she decided to leave the planet at age 90. What would Christy, her daughter, say? 90? Was it 92, 91? Anyways, my Aunt Marianne is here, right? And so there's a reflection in this, what I call a recipe of this particular container. It speaks to transformation. It speaks to part of my past and my future. And just to give you a sort of shot of this one here by my wood wall. Take a peek out the window. Hey. With this one, it has the gerbera. And I'll forever remember gerbera planted in our garden in San Jose. So again, a little nod to the past. Snapdragons for play, because they do that snap thing right there. But just all the tones of transformation as it's speckled through our life, right? And the form of this incredible flax, check it out. This is its bloom that finished. Little tiny white flowers that just sort of, when they were finished, they blew away. Pretty phenomenal. But the form of this kind of, for me, it is the focal point, in the design speak sort of way. But I like how sometimes change is you have to be kind of strappy when change comes. And so that reminds me of that. The coleus, of course, is just she's just gorgeous, right? But I wanted to walk with you. I'm going to flip again. Hold tight, everybody. But I wanted to walk with you and share the other pots that are up here. And just your mother is calling. But I just wanted to share with you sort of the thoughts on container design and how I have so enjoyed these elements. Here's in the comfort zone. I've written about garden comfort zones. I certainly hope you have one. But this you see from the living room, and this little collection, again, the coleus with that magenta coming through. Subtle reminders. Annie, here is the white for hope, magenta for transformation, basil with all of its curative properties. Love it. Oh, and that. And then the suggestion of the angel there on that container. It's just all reinforcing over and over and over again this concept, boom, of what am I moving through? What do I want to reinforce in my environment? What do I want to surround myself with to remind myself of the positive things that I want to hold in my mind? And so that's what this space is for me. That's what this space has been for me. That's what our gardens can do. So these containers will go with me. This is something that I am going to take with me, the whole collection. Thank goodness they're portable. Hey, there's another little tip, right? So, anyways, my friends, my Redbird, I'm going to sign off. Tomorrow I'll be talking with you about where we got married, share with you that space, because of course we celebrated our union here in the gardens. So I'll talk a bit about that, and form and view and intention. So it's my hope that you learn through my experiences how powerful these spaces are, and that sort of peel back the layers of this design mind and this person's soul, my soul, and how I've come to love these spaces and they love me back. So until next, thanks so much for watching and being here with me, and continue to take very good care of your precious self. Ciao.